Congratulations, Initiate. Or should I now say fellow cultist? You have passed through the warp flame and emerged stronger and better, an avatar of your most perfect self. Let's be honest though, it was a touchy thing there for a bit, wasn't it? The amount of screaming you did was rather embarrassing. But you have passed a trial, so I won't bring up your vocal display anytime soon. Now, as a new initiate, it is time for your first duty. To become a liaison between the cult and the Zangors, the bestial servants of our great god Tzeentch. A challenging duty, but one I believe you are well equipped for. As we walk towards their nest, I will give you a bit of a lesson about our more savage companions. Now, Zangors are technically beastmen, one of those fur-clad humanoid beasts of chaos that roam the forests of the mortal realms. As such, they are generally stronger and faster than the average human, with an innate savagery that is common to the race. But they also have certain differences from them that make them superior to those rabble. For although they are beastmen, they are blessed by the great god Tzeentch, and thus I like to think they have a bit more class. They are far more intelligent, more attuned to the magic of the realms, and have an instinctual urge to seek out the arcane, to gather knowledge like the great god we serve. Gathering into tribes called warflocks, they spend their time tasting the strands of fate, smelling omens in the air, and generally serving the will of their god, performing great and what some ignorant people would call horrible rituals. One of these impressive rituals is gathering the arms and armor of their defeated foes and transforming it through magic into arms and armor worthy of a servant of Tzeentch. A power I wish I had. I would make a killing as a blacksmith. Once they have their newly crafted weapons and protection, they are then ready for combat. The bulk of a warflock are the common Zangors, wielding great blades, an arcanite shield and blade, or dual-wielding savage blades. They slash at the enemy with an unleashed ferocity that most can't withstand. And when they get really close, their vicious beaks can take quite a chunk out of an unprepared foe. They're usually led by a twist-frayed champion, the strongest of their number. The champion inspiring the Zangors to higher and higher levels of mayhem. Those who are truly blessed are allowed the honor of carrying an ornate totem with the symbol of Tzeentch itself, the magical artifact able to throw back the magic of the enemy, causing quite the magical backlash. Every once in a while, a few Zangors perform a great deed that catches the eye of blessed Tzeentch. Those Zangors are gifted with one of two powerful gifts and a disc of Tzeentch to use to fly across the battlefield. These gifts can be divided into two distinct groups, the Enlightened and the Skyfires. The Enlightened are gifted with the ability to see the echoes of the past, observing an enemy, and seeing every mistake they have made, and any weaknesses they would have liked to kept hidden. The Enlightened exploit that weakness, whether it be tactical or emotional, to strike at their enemy with their spears of changed metal. Additionally, they are also able to vocalize those echoes around them, crafting a babbling stream of secrets that unnerve their foes, or perhaps reveal a secret to the enemy's companions he or she would rather not have wanted known. Hard to keep an army of soldiers loyal to you, for example, if they suddenly found out you have been secretly pocketing 10% of their pay. While the Enlightened are gifted with seeing the past, the Skyfires are gifted, or perhaps cursed, to see into the future. I say cursed because although they can see the future, they cannot speak of it. They are sworn to silence, and don't even scream out in pain when they are struck. Despite effectively being mutes, the glimpses of the future do have their benefits. Knowing where an enemy will be, making shots with their arrows of fate quite an easy task. Many a random arrow shot seeming to hit their mark as the enemy seems to stumble in its way. The most powerful of their kind in terms of arcane power, precognitive visions, and intelligence, the Zangor Shamans are the natural leaders of any warflock. a role they are literally born for. Whether through some strange sign or a dark omen, the Zangor is marked, and given all that is necessary for it to become the best wizard it can be, eventually even gifted with a Disc of Tzeentch which it uses to rise above its lessers. Besides being powerful wizards, they have many other gifts. They can eat the tongues of their foes to gain insights on their enemies and their language. They can distill the blood of mages to increase their own power, and they can fall into trances where they receive orders from their god. Orders that force them to lead their warflock on a sacred mission, or even join with an Arcane cult like ours. Now, one thing I should note is that Shamans believe that Zangors are the best race in all the mortal realms, and only work with races like ours if we have a common cause. And honestly, even then they give us a bit of a side eye. In their opinion, it's always better to just have more Zangors around. Thankfully, they have a way to accomplish that. A magical spell that gifts the recipient with the boon of mutation, a rather painful process that, eventually, if the victim survives, turns them into a Zangor, a new beastman warrior under the shaman's control. I mentioned that last part because you will be meeting Tarscreech, the shaman of this particular warflock, and well, let's just say the last two Lyasins are now a permanent part of its ranks. But don't worry. As long as you don't annoy him, you'll be fine. And if you do, well, I hope you're a big fan of purple fur. Good luck.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the Zangors. Those blue-furred, I guess, magical beasts of chaos? Yeah, makes sense. If you like it, please like, subscribe, comment, press the little bell so you know whenever I post, etc., etc. And if you really like it and you're inclined, please just send a little money my way to my Patreon or my Ko-fi account to really help me write these stories. As you know, with everything happening, money's a little tight. Any help I can get, you can give me, I would love. Anyway, thanks for everything. Hope you enjoy, and see you next time.